Miami Heat, the defending Eastern Conference champions, they reloaded at the trade deadline to get some more chances to come back and especially take out some revenge on the Lakers, and they get the chance to get back to the finals. And with me here to discuss the Miami Heat is a longtime Miami Heat fan, Derek Young. I've known Derek. I feel like I know his whole family a long time ago. I first met his older brother, and then I went to class with a couple of his brothers. And like I said, it's like a whole family reunion, a whole family tree.
Due to the fact we play football with your younger brother, and it's family ties for sure.
So, Derek, how long have you been a fan of the Miami Heat?
I mean, I'm going to have to go back to about 95, 96. I was a Tim Hardaway fan when he was at Golden State. So when he came over from Golden State and locked in with Miami Heat, I pretty much locked in at that point. By the time they got Alonzo Mourning, the Rashawn Leonard, the Dan Marley, it was go time. So I'll say about 20, 25 years or so.
And, it's hard, especially nowadays with the NBA and fans probably jumping bandwagons, especially, every way the wind blows. But to you, what is your most memorable moment as a Miami Heat fan? Was it that first title with D Wade and Shaq, or was it the ones later on with LeBron, or was it something else completely?
I mean, me personally, of course, going back from, like I said, 20 plus years, I mean, it was always the New York Knicks and Miami Heat battles back then with the Patrick Ewing and them and Tim Hardaway's Alonzo Mournings. But more recent, I mean, of course, it's the first chip with D Wade and Shaq. I mean, to see D Wade go average 30 plus a game for finals, like, that's crazy. More recently, I would say, D Wade didn't go and get that chip. Yeah.
What were your expectations of Miami coming into the season? I know that they weren't at full strength in the finals. Several injuries sort of made it a little bit tougher for them to crawl out of the disadvantage they had against the Lakers. But what were you thinking that Miami had on their mind heading into the new season, especially with a shortened schedule?
I mean, of course, going to the finals, I think we would expect to be a little bit ahead of where we at right now. But at the same time, I mean, playoff basketball is different. So, I mean, when you can lock into a 7-game series, best out of 4 out of 7, it's really much more steady you can do. So, I mean, plus with the trade with Vic, what I expected a little bit more, but where we're at right now, I can't complain about it. And then with the trades we made, I'm definitely happy with that. So expectations are conference finals type. You see what's up with the Nets, and we'll go from there.
To you, what is your most unique piece of Miami Heat related memorabilia or items that you have that sticks out to you? Something that you have, I don't know if it's a good luck charm or anything along those lines.
Oh no, it's that D Wade Finals championship jersey. Yeah, she in the closet. Like that's legendary. You know what I mean? D Wade is Wade County, so that jersey being in the closet, finals stamped on it. You know what I mean? Like that's it.
Do you wear it every game if you're watching on TV or anything like that?
Nah, honestly, it's going for me to have put that on. It's going to be I'm gonna have a good reason. Even when I went down to Miami for spring break, I took it down there to wear, and I never broke it out. I'm gonna have to have a good reason to actually put that on. I like it hanging up. It's good where it's at.
Was there a point in the season that you felt Miami was going to the playoffs nonstop, bar none? There was nothing that was going to stop them.
I mean, as I said, I expected us to be better than where we're at right now. So to really expect us not to make the playoffs, that really, at no point did that enter my mind. We're going playoffs, so I really can't answer that question per se, because I got to go on playoffs from day one. Like, it ain't no second guessing that. We playoff bound. We that type team. Playoffs, or at least the playoffs.
Were you worried at any point about them making the playoffs? I know there were some struggles a little bit during the season. I know they had a huge win against the Lakers, and it seems like that turned everything around.
More than anything, I feel like we lacked focus that time, and then there was a lot of injuries at the same time. So, I mean, of course, that's going to impact our team in general, injuries and stuff like that. But I feel like where we're at right now, where we headed, we're in a good place.
Looking at the Eastern Conference, what teams do you feel like Miami matches up the best with?
I mean, honestly, based off the way we play, like we can defend, we shoot the three, like inside game with Bam. As far as matchup wise, and then with Jimmy Butler on the defensive end, Bam on the defensive end, matchup wise, I feel like we can pretty much match up. It's just a matter of having all our pieces together. I don't feel like there's any player that Jimmy Butler can't guard. I'll put it that way. I mean, in the past, the Chicago days, even last year, like when we see my boys lock up, go on the defensive end. Now, granted, with the finals, as you stated, we had injuries, things like that. But there's no reason why I feel like we can't match up with anyone. We've been there even with this squad. With this squad, we added more. We added Vic. You know what I mean? Like that's like we added pieces. It's not as if we really lost anything. We still got our finals run team for the most part. So matching up wise, I don't feel like there's anybody we can't match up with if we're healthy. So I feel like we're guns blazing with anyone who's coming out.
Who's the team in the Eastern Conference that you don't want to end up facing in the playoffs that you hope somebody else knocks out so you don't have to worry about it?
Man, come on, everybody know that question. That's a loaded one. Nobody wants to see them Nets. Like that trio they got, like that's ridiculous. If anybody say any team but the Nets. Now if we want to talk about a team outside of that, I'm gonna go with Philly. Because of their defensive end. Like their top 3 team on the defensive end. So but outside of that, before I'll say Philly, the Nets. Nobody want KD from the break. And then you got Harden and Kyrie to go with that. I don't care that they ain't really played too many times to mesh together as a unit with those 3 together. Talent is talent, and they're gonna figure it out. So yeah, it would be them, and then Philly.
It feels like the Nets are so full of drama. You don't know which team's going to show up. It's just you wonder if they're going to be able to get their act together come playoff time. They have all the talent. They have all those guys, but I feel like it's those 2 Laker teams. The one where it was Kobe.
Lakers in Detroit.
I was thinking the one Kobe, Shaq, Malone, and Peyton. Then I was thinking Kobe, Dwight Howard, Paul, and Steve Nash. Those didn't work out either.
Yeah, but that team. You didn't have a James Harden in your prime. James Harden, the MVP candidate. We're coming to them. We weren't talking about that in Houston. Like he's not even worried about scoring buckets. So and even then we ain't seen him and KD really play together. Like for me, it's not even a matter of the outside squad. If you get KD one of the most efficient scorers ever in the NBA. You get KD with a James Harden that's not worried about anything to play flat free. At this point, James Harden don't got to be that clutch player. Like, we know KD to be that player. If it comes down to it, we know Kyrie be that player. All Harden got to do is distribute and be you 1 through 3. Fourth quarter, KD and Kyrie will figure that out. But me personally, between having Blake, I get it. Like, they give up a lot of points, but at some point, it take one stop in the game. I can get them getting one stop as opposed to a team stopping them. You know what I mean? It's too many weapons. At the end of the day, we got KD locked down. Harden just being Harden and Kyrie. You still got to deal with Aldridge. Like Aldridge is a natural 20-10 player. Of course, he's not going to do that with them. But if it comes down to it, we can say go to the post and give him the ball. Like the Nets are loaded. Like it's ridiculous. Like on every end, they can go to the line with Kyrie, but Harden at the point, Kyrie at the 2, KD at the 3. You can go with Blake Griffin at the 4, and then Aldridge at the 5. All them players can score at any point. If we on a one-on-one matchup, that's crazy. There's no double team in that team at all. We thought Golden State had something where you couldn't double team. There's literally no double team in this team. That's nuts.
To you, when Jimmy Butler made his decision to go to Miami, what were your thoughts on that, and how much of a difference maker has he been, especially with the attitude that he saw? I feel like that he was a big difference in Chicago. He was trying to be a big difference in Minnesota. Sometimes you just can't overcome that. Yeah. And he was a big difference maker in Philadelphia. To you, what does it mean having Butler's presence on that roster?
When it was playoff basketball, his regular season name was already Jimmy Buckets. When it was playoff basketball, we needed buckets. They got out of his way. And that's not even him normally. You know what I mean? He could get you 20, 22, 23. But you say give him the ball and move, it's either a bucket or a free throw, and that's all he dealt with in like the whole playoff run. It was fourth quarter, bucket or free throw. That's really what it was. Like that's what he did for us. Like he got us there. Like that's our leader. He got us there. It's not really much more can say about that. Like he did everything that I was expecting for him and a little bit more. I was excited about the pick. I was excited about the pickup before we picked him up, and then to see what he did when we got at that point, like to give us another quote unquote superstar, max player. We in there.
To you, do you feel that Erik Spoelstra is an underrated coach, especially being able to get Miami to the finals in the post-LeBron era and all that? Because you know that everybody was talking about how many times that probably LeBron kept trying to get rid of Spoelstra, and Pat Riley stood behind him. He stood behind him for the longest time, and it paid off.
Me personally, I can't argue with anything Spoelstra done. Even with the teams that he had that won the chip, there were still three big egos outside of the Ray Allens, the Shane Battiers, the people that's already been known and that put their work in. So for him as a quote unquote add-in coach, just because you know what I mean, it's LeBron's team or Wade's team or however you want, but I really can't look at it like that. He managed those teams, and even now, like right now, we last year we had one legit superstar, and then the rest role players and damn up and coming superstar. You know what I mean? Like, and we got to the finals with that. Like that was based off team grit, coaching, and the players that he put on the court. Like you can't argue with that. The proof is in the pudding. His results show they speak for itself. The man got us to a finals. We lost to AD and LeBron with an injury-ridden team. You know what I mean? Like so, to doubt his coaching aspect of the game would be foolish.
I think a few years ago, everybody was thinking, okay, that shadow of Pat Riley looming in the front office, that he might pull what he did with Stan Van Gundy and take over, but
yeah, got him out of there.
Shaq called him the master
he got
panic.
him out of there. Well, what it was, Pat's in the team he liked. Granted, but you got to take it back. Had a coach too. He's seen up D Wade in his prime, and Shaq does not too far about to leave his prime. So yeah, let me go ahead and step down here and get this quick chip to your vision, Van. But I need you gone.
Yeah, and I'd see it like this: is that I don't think Spoelstra has anything to worry about anymore. Pat Riley, I think, is done coaching, and I don't think he'd have to be the person he'd worry about. And you know, there are no other people sort of snipe his job to bring him like a Tyronn Lue or some of those other guys.
But and Pat stamped him. Pat Riley was the one that stamped him. Like that's his quote unquote, that's his guy. Like, and he brought him up from day one. Like Erik Spoelstra was one of the youngest coaches when he was winning chips. Like it's not even like he's an older person. Like I molded him. You know what I mean? So why would I get rid of him when I can sit up top floor, look down, and know that's me on the bottom floor. You know what I mean? Like he molded Erik Spoelstra. So to get rid of him when Eric got the accolades and stuff like that, like it wouldn't make sense. Like and like I said, like even with the chip, even to the finals we got to last year, nobody expected that. So how can you get rid of someone with that type coaching aspect of the game when he can get a team that's not expecting? No one expected us to make that run last year, and even with the COVID and everything like that, like so even to make it with that team when everything was going on, and that wasn't the most talented team. Like we went through Boston, like we went through squads, and you can't just get rid of a coach like that. He's gonna be there for a minute unless he chooses to leave. I can't see Pat just coming down and say, you know what, this is it. I can't see that.
Now we go on to the NBA Finals prediction. Who do you have coming out of the East? Who do you have coming out of the West? And who do you think wins the finals and how many games?
Now we just speaking in general. We talking about the health as a factor. Because me personally, I don't got AD being healthy. Like I don't got that. Granted, we get a healthy AD and a LeBron, Lakers in the finals, easy. Now if we do not get a healthy AD, I like the Jazz. I like the last year. Donovan is different than me. Donovan Mitchell is different. Like he's really different. Out of the East, Brooklyn can go. Brooklyn, as much as I like the talent on the court, they gotta get on the court. Kyrie is just taking personal days for no reason. I wish I had his schedule. Whoever he got his management, I need that because his personal days that he takes is ridiculous. I need it. So whoever he got doing that, I need to talk to them. But if you can get that big on the court at one time, you can lock them in for the chip. Easy money. I don't care about the quote unquote chemistry. I feel like James Harden being the point guard of the team has a good enough mindset to get who needs the ball when they needed the ball, and KD gonna finish. And if for whatever reason KD can't finish, you got a strong Robin and Kyrie who will finish. We've seen Kyrie finish, and we've seen KD finish. Harden don't got finished. Harden just got to be Harden 1 through 3, and we've seen Harden do that. Like it's just the fourth is where it get a little shaky. And at this point, fall back. We got you. So I'm gonna go Nets Jazz 4-2. Nets Jazz 4-2.
It's gonna be interesting to see whoever comes out of either conference, because who knows? I mean, this could be the crazy time where things get nuts, especially if they're going to do that play-in, and some other team that might be built to knock out Brooklyn might do it, but you never know.
Pelicans.
It all depends on
you got Pelicans who might win the play-in on the West. I like the way they look. Zion look good, and Brandon Ingram not no sleeper either. So on the West, I like them. East sleeper team. I hate to say, but it's time to call the Celtics a sleeper team because they're not a sleeper. But the way they playing, I don't know what's going on. But if they get a lower seed, they're gonna mess some playoff predictions up too. If they get a lower seed like that, we're gonna see.
What are ways people can reach out to you on social media?
Well, honestly, my social media is more or less Facebook and Instagram. I started back on Twitter. So you got Young Derek on Twitter. As far as Instagram, Young Derek 0407, and Facebook, just regular Derek Young. Outside of that, I don't really do too much. But reach out to me, and I'm out there.